Hey guys, I'm Levi Perez. On this week's episode of Ride Along, I'll be taking you guys through the story of Cam Jimenez, how he came from a freshman to being a star varsity athlete.
Hey, it's Kimball here, talking about our sports marketing launch and the class we've got to kick off, and just be able to talk about Levi Perez's ability to take some of those concepts and apply them to the real world. And so we knew from the beginning, one of the exciting parts was our students, especially those that take burns in sports media and journalism classes, would be able to apply some of the concepts we learned and put it to practice. So it's been cool to see Levi secure a sponsorship with a local baker here in town for his Ride Along videos that they do for BuffTV and the sports journalism and sports media. And so just to see all those concepts come together, see students put into practice real things they learn in real classes, is always a good thing, and it's always fun to see and makes you proud of Levi. So keep it up, get those sponsorships, get the bag. It's all about that bottom line. So good job, go Buff.
I've enjoyed watching the evolution of Ride Along and watching Levi's maturation as a media personality. He came to me with an idea about a podcast that he wanted to start. He showed a natural interest in the athletics here at Manteca High, being an athlete himself. He's plugged into that culture, and so he saw an opportunity to showcase some of the athletes and get a sense of who they were between the white lines, but also who they were outside the arena as well. And since Levi has started the Ride Along podcast, it's done nothing but gain speed. And I've been excited to see where he takes each and every episode. But more than that, you know, he's been open to feedback and criticism and critique. He's allowed people to watch his show, and he sat in the room with them, and he's listened to the feedback, both good and bad, and he's taken that into account. And it's a reason why his podcast has gotten better and better with each episode. You could tell that he has a real passion for it, and I'm excited. In the 2 years that I've been here at Manteca High, we've tried and failed to launch a student podcast, probably six or seven times. It wasn't until Levi came on board with the Ride Along idea that the idea of a podcast became tangible and real, and not just real, but he's been able to sustain it now for 6-7 episodes, and he has a bigger vision for it. I'm excited to see where he goes with it. I think he's in the right environment to have a podcast like this, because Manteca High does value its athletics. It's a big part of our culture. It's a big part of our identity, and it was only a matter of time before a student like Levi noticed an opportunity to share stories and use the tools and technology that we have here at Manteca High to capture our athletes and our teams in a different light. I can say without a doubt that Ride Along has been one of the best pieces of content that we have produced in my multimedia class and my sports media class. And again, that's a testament to Levi and his relationships that he has within the athletic department and the community here at Manteca High. It's a testament to his ability to be on camera and ask the right questions and not be afraid, to interview people. And it's also a testament to his ability to do the work behind the camera as well. He really is a one-man operation at this point, and a very talented dude.
Hey guys, I'm Levi Perez. This is episode 7 of Ride Along. We're in the great town of Lathrop. Who am I here with?
Cam Jimenez.
So we're here on episode 7 with Cam. He's a multi-sport athlete. So Cam, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I play 2 sports at Manteca High. I play baseball and football. And right now it's baseball season, so I'm getting prepared for the upcoming season. You know, being a multi-sport athlete is definitely a challenge, not just for as a person, but like overall, because you got to manage your homework, time to get work in, and just all of that. Mm-hmm. And yeah.
So you're a sophomore, right?
Yep.
So you're a sophomore, you're a multi-sport athlete. What classes are you taking right now you're not completely fully into a freshman year, you don't take that many difficult classes, but sophomore year is when things really start to pick up. So what classes are you in right now, and what difficulties have they put you in being a multi-sport athlete?
So my schedule's pretty easy, honestly. I have Coach Varner my first period for sports med. Second period's pretty hard. You guys may know Mr. Grant, teaches geometry. I'm passing his class right now. Then I have Spanish 2 with Miss Albor. That's another difficult class. And then my 4th period I just got baseball.
So 2 out of those 4 classes are pretty difficult. I failed Mr. Grant's class, but that was because I was sick. Mr. Grant's class is obviously a more difficult of all the math classes. Albor, she assigns a lot of work also. So having all of those work, Grant gives out 7 assignments a day almost. So how is all of that homework piled up on? Because 4th period you don't really get to do that work as you got to go out to the field and you got to go practice.
It definitely gets stressful at times, especially having, piles of homework, getting home late from practice, and then remembering you have to do this before, it all adds up. You gotta make sure you have good grades. If you don't have good grades, you're not eligible, and it's just, it's difficult, but that's part of being a multi-sport athlete.
What are your grades right now?
So right now I'm sitting with 2 A's and 2 B's right now, and my 2 B's are in Spanish and geometry, but I think I will get those up.
So those 2 classes, at least you're hanging well in there. You still have a B. Have any of them proven real difficult at times to where you really can't get the work done and you've had to miss out on work, or you have to just put it aside for baseball?
So honestly, Mr. Grant's classes, I felt like that a few times. People just transferred out of that class already. One of the kids being Kyron, he's on the football team, and it's definitely a difficult class, and it's just hard, but if you push through, you'll be fine.
So the coaches, do they ever give you guys an opportunity to do that homework? As all throughout the year, you play football, you play baseball. Luckily, during one part of the year, you don't do a sport, so you can take that time to really focus on your grades and all that. But do the sports you play really focus and really give you an opportunity and give you time to do the work and make sure you stay eligible?
So for baseball, we don't really have time to be doing our work, but throughout the week, Coach Varnum will sometimes assign study hall, and that actually helps us a lot because we don't have any other time to do the work. We have practice after school, we get home late, and the only time we'd have is our 4th period.
So Cam, you are a freshman on VAR. Your freshman year, you got moved up for football, and then baseball, you guys have tryouts, and you were able to make the team. How did that feel, and what more of an impact was that on you to have to go through being just straight into varsity like that?
So getting called up for varsity last year for football is definitely an experience. Freshman year I got called up. I was a quarterback at the time. I didn't really do much on varsity. I was just one of the practice dummies. And then, JV comes up, switch positions, had a good season overall. I get called up from Varnum, I'm on varsity now for playoffs. I'm doing pretty good, I'm making some plays. I end up getting a starting position in some of the packages, and later on I end up scoring a touchdown against St. Mary's. And that was we lost, but definitely experience for me. And then for baseball, making varsity as a freshman was definitely a goal for me, and I worked real hard for that. But I think going into the season I struggled, I couldn't really hit, and then I ended up breaking my fingers. So I definitely have a lot to prove this upcoming season, and I'm looking forward for it.
So going into football, you were just a little practice dummy, but you also were able to make a name for yourself. You scored a touchdown against St. Mary's, even though the score wasn't the best, but you still got a touchdown against St. Mary's.
Still got a touchdown.
Do you remember who you scored on?
I don't want to say any names, but I'm saying their DBs, they all had a few offers, so we'll leave it right there.
So that makes a pretty good name for yourself going forward. Varnum may take that into consideration, knowing that he's running the offense this year and he's going to want somebody that can make plays against top guys like that. Baseball side of things, you guys are into baseball season right now. You have to go through a lot. As last season you underperformed, as you said, and you're coming off of an injury. So going into that and going into this season, what all do you have to prove and show that you're not just a football guy?
So back to the injuries, it definitely brought my confidence down. I didn't feel like who I was, because I know who I could be in baseball, and I know what I could live up to, and it definitely affected me. But coming into the season, I know what I can work on. I know what I need to get done, and we'll see where it goes.
So Cam, this year you're going into your junior year, and you're officially going to be on varsity. You're going to be there at the beginning during the summer. Right now you guys are already lifting, working out. You guys have a lot of expectations, and a lot of high expectations at that, to deliver this year. A lot of people have a lot of pressure on them, like Ruben as the chef, Varnum as the play caller. There's a lot of people that are looking to really put their name out there, like Chris. So all these people are really trying to go, and Varnum wants to start throwing the ball a little bit more and start airing it out. You being the star receiver that you were for that JV team, leading the team in receiving yards, touchdowns, you're going into varsity with already a varsity touchdown in the playoffs. So what do you think you specifically stands out as they have receivers like Chris, like Eddie, and they did just lose Santana, they did just lose Diego. So how do you think you'll submit your starting spot as a receiver for Manteca High?
So honestly, I know what it takes to be like a receiver at Manteca High. You know, if you can block, you're gonna start. It's pretty much what Coach Varnum told me. And you know, if I can get that job done, if all the receivers can get together and build a bond, learn the playbook and all that, I think we'll be solid this year, especially with Varnum wanting to throw the ball. We also have a big QB battle. We'll see who's going with that. And it's honestly looking bright for Manteca. Varnum being the new OC, we'll see how that goes. He wants to throw the ball more. He threw the ball with Ryan Ward, Gino Campiotti, and they had successful seasons. So we'll see how that carries on for us.
So with the QB battle going on, you definitely have to make sure both quarterbacks are comfortable, and even with Varnum seeing that as your receiver that any quarterback could be comfortable with. You played with goalie last year, and then Preston, I'm sure you've thrown with already. What do you think will really separate you yourself to show that you're the #1 receiver on that team, as you are battling with Eddie, you are battling with Chris? What do you think separates you?
Honestly, that's a good question. But if I had to answer, I'd say my athleticism. That's a big carry for me. I could play anywhere, or my coach tells me to go, I can go. Transfer from a quarterback to a receiver in 1 year, and having a season like I had, I think that's a big aspect of me upcoming to varsity.
So what about the defensive side of things? If, say, somebody gets hurt or you have to go out there, do you have experience in playing the DB role, or do you think that you're not really going to have that opportunity, or you're not going to be on that side?
I played DB last year on JV. I had a pretty good season, had a few picks, but I have never played DB before, so it was also my first year. I was obviously struggled at some points, but if coach needs me to play DB, I'll play DB. Which he needs me.
So Cam, say after a big game, you guys beat Sierra 4-3 after extra innings, you hit the game-winning home run. After a hard-fought game like that, what's your go-to meal after some kind of experience in some kind of game like that?
So I don't really have a go-to meal after game, getting a big win, but I'm looking for something new.
So let me put you on with something real quick.
I just wanted you to.
Cinnamon rolls, cupcakes. That looks pretty good. I'll definitely have to try out BB Bakes after a game.
So Cam, we're coming up to the end of the interview. We're going to be circling back to baseball. We are in the stadium where you hit one of your very first home runs in. Tell us a little bit about this stadium and your history in it.
So I started, first time I played at this stadium was when I was 12 years old, and it was with our travel ball team, and we were in a week league, right? We played games throughout the week. And one of those teams are being CBA baseball. They're a pretty well-known program. And well, I remember it was a championship game. I was pitching. We ended up losing this game 1-0, but it was definitely an experience. It was a good game. We fought it out.
So their one score, was it on you? Were you involved in it?
I say I pitched a really good game. I had compliments from some coaches and umpires. I think errors killed us that game, but we learned from it, and that was it.
So Cam, me not knowing, I don't really know much about baseball. I don't follow it as much, and say certain viewers, they also don't. Tell everybody a little bit about the positions you play now in high school and the certain roles you're going to be playing this year.
So I usually play pitcher and shortstop. I'll be pitching a lot throughout this season since, a lot of our seniors last year that were pitchers have left, and I'm going to have to step up in the pitching part. Back to defense, like shortstop. Yeah, I'll be playing a lot of shortstop throughout, the season. but I'm also gonna be playing like first base, maybe a little bit of third base. We'll see how that goes because, you know, we're gonna switch around. We have a bunch of guys that can play different positions, and I think it'll be better for the team.
So what are some guys that is going to be kind of a battle between you guys to get a certain spot, maybe the starting spot for certain areas? Who's really going to be the guys that you're going to have to be going up against?
So yeah, back to that, competing is what makes a team better, and I think if you're competing with a certain player throughout the whole season, you're going to get better like as a person. But right now, there's other infielders that, you know, we're friends, but you gotta compete. That's how you make somebody better, and that's how it's just gonna have to go for now.
So who are those infielders? Who is it you're really stuck in that competition with?
So a few other infielders is Nate Slicker. He's a freshman. He's good. Noah Navarro, Jace Quittasol. Jace will be playing. Jace plays more than one position, but he plays infield too. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the middle infield and third base.
So out of the three guys you just named, you think you'll be able to outbeat them for that starting position?
I think so, but we also are splitting times because I'm gonna have to be pitching a lot. So it's not just like who's gonna get the starting position one game, because I'll always be doing something else. They'll always be doing something else. So.
So what about the pitcher side of things? Are you one of the best pitchers on the team? Or are you more of you're still competing with other guys?
I would say I'm definitely one of the top pitchers on the team right now. Yeah, we definitely have a good lineup for pitching though. We're young. Two of those pitchers being Jeremy Cross, he's a freshman, made varsity, he pitches, and then Nate Slicker, he's a real good pitcher. And yeah, our pitching is looking good.
So you do keep bringing up Nate's name. He's also a freshman.
Yeah.
He's looking to be on varsity. I don't know if you guys have made anything official yet or not. But Nate, being a freshman, he got moved up also for playoffs, kind of like you did your freshman year. And do you think he also has that same mindset as, you know, I'm a freshman, but I have a lot to prove, and you think maybe he'll be able to beat you out in those areas?
Honestly, Slick has what it has to be varsity like worthy. You know, the way he holds himself, the way he holds other people accountable on the team, like he just has that mindset and that leadership mentality.
So if it comes down to it, say it's between you and Nate for starting pitcher one game, starting outfielder or whatever, starting shortstop, who do you think could win that position?
It really just depends who we're playing. He has what it takes to pitch. I think he could hold a lot against these teams we're going to play during the season. And yeah, I think Nate's definitely going to be a guy for us this year.
So with all these people, you guys are losing a lot of senior talent.
Yeah.
You guys only have 2 seniors this year, one of them being Rex Watson.
And then our other senior would be Michael George, our lefty pitcher.
So those 2 guys are already they've been here.
Yeah.
And they know what it takes to win varsity games and play varsity baseball. They're obviously the leaders of that team. They're the head of everybody. But you still need other players to step up, make the certain roles that other people don't want to do. Do you think you'll be one of those guys as a team captain for this team?
I think I'll have to step up for that, especially to be a team captain, knowing we only have 2 seniors, so we're going to have guys step up and hold people accountable. And last year, we had a lot of seniors on our team. We were really old, and me coming up as a freshman, I was glad to get taken under a few of the seniors' wings, one being Jason Ingrassa and Alex Murrieta. They definitely led me into the right path. And I think what they did with me freshman year is definitely going to help me be accountable, hold people accountable, stay disciplined, put in that work, and they just gave me that mindset.
So with you wanting to be the leader, you're coming off of an injury-riddled year last year, and a lot of the older people, like the juniors, they may see you as you shouldn't be a leader role. You're only a sophomore.
Yeah.
And they don't really think that you've put in that time and effort. Do you think that you're already at that point where you know the things that you've accomplished so far are worthy enough to be a leader of that team, be a captain, and things like that?
So, you know, I honestly think I have what it takes to be a leader on the team. I think, you know, me staying disciplined, make sure my grades are good, that's going to be a big part of it. But yeah, I think I have what it takes to be a leader. There's a few other young players on our team that could have that leader mentality as well.
Well, Cam, this has been a great interview. Is there any other things you want to bring up, any other people you want to talk about, anything like that?
No, just ready for this upcoming season.
So what about the shout out side of things? We always ask people who they want to shout out. Is there any certain people, any certain teachers, coaches that you want to shout out for this video?
I like to shout out a lot of my old travel baseball coaches for putting me into the situation I'm in right now, making varsity freshman year and making it this year. I definitely put a lot of work into that, and I'd like to give them a part of my success and the reason where I'm at right now.
Well, guys, this has been episode 7 of Ride Along. This has been Cameron Jimenez. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed, and we're out.
All right.